Let's be honest. Some of the world's most delicious foods look questionable at best. You know, the kind of dishes that make you hesitate before taking that first bite. But here's the thing. Behind those weird textures and odd smells are flavors that could change your mind or even your life. So today we're ranking the top 5 foods that taste way better than they look, right here on History of Food. Number 5. Durian, the king of fruit and smells. If there were a crown for most controversial food, it would go straight to durian. Native to Southeast Asia, durian is known as the king of fruit. But if you've ever smelled one, you might think it was the king of garbage. Its odor has been described as everything from rotten onions to gym socks that lost a fight with a skunk. Some hotels and public transport systems even ban it outright. But here's the twist. Once you get past the smell, the taste is shockingly rich and sweet. The creamy flesh tastes like a blend of vanilla custard, almonds, and caramelized banana with just a hint of onion in the background, because of course it couldn't be too normal. Durian lovers describe it as addictive, the kind of flavor that grows on you the more you eat it. Haters, on the other hand, describe it as emotional damage in fruit form. But love it or hate it, durian proves one thing: never judge a fruit by its funk. Fun fact. In Malaysia, durian is so revered that locals host durian feasts where people gather just to eat it fresh off the tree. Kind of like a block party for adventurous taste buds. Next up, we're heading to Japan for one of the most polarizing breakfast foods ever invented, natto. It's made by fermenting soybeans, which sounds harmless enough until you see it. The beans are covered in a slimy, stringy web of sticky goo that looks like something out of a sci-fi lab experiment. It even makes squelching noises when you stir it. But don't let appearances fool you. Natto is a nutritional powerhouse. It's packed with protein, probiotics, and vitamin K2, which is great for your bones and heart. And once you get used to the smell, kind of like old cheese mixed with soy sauce, the flavor is nutty, savory, and surprisingly satisfying. The Japanese have been eating natto for centuries, often served over rice with a dash of soy sauce and mustard. It's the kind of food that takes courage to try and a few bites to fall in love with. But when you do, it becomes comfort food for life. Fun fact. The sticky strands in natto are caused by a special bacterium called Bacillus subtilis natto. It's so resilient that scientists actually use it in research for natural antibiotics. So yes, your breakfast might technically be smarter than you. At number 3, we have a dish that proves the Scots have both bravery and an iron stomach: haggis. Traditionally, it's made from sheep's heart, liver, and lungs, all minced together with onions, oatmeal, and spices, then boiled inside the sheep's stomach. Yes, you heard that right. It sounds intense. And honestly, it looks a little like a lumpy meat pudding that fell out of a medieval cookbook. But when you taste it, it's game over. The flavor is rich, earthy, and peppery, with a comforting warmth that pairs perfectly with mashed potatoes and turnips. Haggis is the definition of "don't knock it till you try it." It's so beloved in Scotland that they hold an entire celebration, Burns Night, dedicated to it, complete with poetry, bagpipes, and plenty of whiskey to wash it down. Fun fact, traditional haggis is actually banned from being imported into the US because of food regulations on sheep lung. But Americans still make modified versions that keep the flavor alive, minus the stomach situation. Number 2, caviar. Fancy fish eggs with a weird reputation. Now let's talk about caviar. To the untrained eye, it looks like shiny black pearls of something you might scrape off a rock at the beach. But to food lovers, it's pure luxury, the kind of delicacy that says, "I'm classy enough to eat fish eggs and pretend it's fine dining." Caviar is made from the salted roe of sturgeon, a fish that's been around since the dinosaurs. The texture is delicate and slightly popping, while the flavor is buttery, briny, and rich, like the ocean's version of champagne. It's weird. It's expensive and it's definitely an acquired taste. But once you experience that first salty burst on your tongue, you kind of get it. It's not about the look, it's about the experience, the ritual, and the taste of history itself. Fun fact, in the 1800s, caviar was so cheap in America that bars used to serve it for free as a salty snack to make customers drink more. Today, it's a luxury item that can cost more per ounce than gold. Talk about a glow-up. And topping our list at number 1, Menudo. This traditional Mexican soup might not be much to look at, a bowl of red broth with chunks of tripe, that's cow stomach for the uninitiated, floating inside. But it's one of the most flavorful, comforting dishes you'll ever taste. The broth is made with chili peppers, garlic, and lime, simmered for hours until the flavors meld into something magical. The tripe absorbs all that spicy, zesty goodness and becomes tender and chewy, a texture that's weirdly addictive once you give it a chance. Menudo is famous for being the ultimate hangover cure in Mexico. After a night of too much tequila, it's tradition to gather the next morning and nurse your regrets with a steaming bowl of this miracle soup. Some people swear it revives the soul faster than coffee, though science is still catching up on that claim. Fun fact, Menudo was originally a humble dish made from leftover parts of the cow, but it became a symbol of celebration and community. Many families only make it for special occasions, turning an ugly soup into something truly meaningful. So, what do all these foods have in common? They're proof that flavor doesn't always come in pretty packaging. Some of the world's best tasting dishes look like they belong in a biology lab, but they've survived for centuries because people realized that taste is always greater than looks. It's human nature to judge food by appearance. We're wired to avoid things that look suspicious. But when you leap, you often find something extraordinary hiding behind the weird textures and funky smells. From stinky fruits to slimy beans, these foods prove that taste isn't about looks. It's about adventure. And if you thought these were wild, just wait for part 2, where we'll uncover even more ugly but delicious foods from around the world. Until then, trust your taste buds, and maybe close your eyes before that first bite. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.